And aloha! Welcome to the BlueNote Fan Report post-game show. I'm Guy, the Hawaii Blues fan. And this is the show that is by a fan, for a fan, and about you, the fan. And that was a tough loss. I don't know what else to say. Tough loss is the right word. We're cheering for morons. No, I don't know about that, but I'll tell you where I'm. The refs, and I hate blaming refs, but the refs controlled this game. There was a penalty that they did not call that they what's his face got completely mauled, and they let it go. There was a couple other issues that went down. Krug is out. At least he didn't come back, so we don't know how that energy is. It just unfortunately, no. So, you got to look. They didn't play bad in this game. It's just a tough loss, and it happens. I said they needed to get 5 out of 6 points. They got 4 out of 6. How's that going to affect the standings? Honestly, don't know. I know they're going to drop behind Colorado in the points percentage. And instead of me just talking about this one completely, let me first bring in Lance from the Drop Podcast. Lance is a goalie, so Lance might be able to tell us. So that goal that Bennington let in, was that on Bennington, or was that just one of them goals?
It's just one of those goals. I thought his glove was in the right position. Sometimes
caught it right here.
Yeah, and sometimes if you can think where it's going to go, and if you're just a millimeter off and it hits that spot there on your thumb where your thumb is,
yeah,
it can hit off of there pretty easily. Now, if it's going to hit off the webbing towards the middle of the webbing and he doesn't catch it, it's going to come out. Or if it hits off the edge of the webbing, of course, it's going to go in or come out. But hitting off there, there's not much he can do. It just happens. I thought he played a great game. I really did. I actually thought that Arizona had, I think, more quality chances from what I saw in the game. And you definitely can't blame Bennington on this one. I'm just glad that Jake Allen wasn't still with us, because you know how the Jake Allen haters would be out and they'd be blaming him for this loss. But the Blues didn't play a bad game.
No, they did not play a bad game at all. And I know I don't know if you watched a couple of the intermission reports, but I really thought, they outplayed him in the second period.
Oh,
absolutely
definitely
outplayed him.
Yeah.
And
they were the far better team in the second period. They had a lot of guys in front of the net. They were there for rebounds. I thought Kyrou, everybody knows Kyrou is a guy that's fast and he can score, but some of the passing he does, and he always gets in the right position, right in front of the goal. And where he gets, the goalie hates, because and if you watched him, he continually kind of looked beside him. And when the goalie would kind of move, he'd move over a little bit.
Yeah.
He's just a great young player, and he's only going to get better. But the Blues played a great game. 9 times out of 10, I think the Blues win a game like this.
Yeah, I kind of felt like that too. I'm going to put me in the middle here. I felt like 9 times out of 10 that they're going to win this game. I said at the end of the first that I thought it would be a 1-1 or a 1-0 game. I really kind of felt that. At the pregame, Arizona sports guy said that he thought Kemper would stand on his head, and he absolutely did. So Blues fan, Blues fan reacts. I gotta know how you feel about this one. This is. I don't think you can yell and scream about this one too much.
No, actually, you know what? This is going to be one of those rare losses where I'm not really going to be that upset. I'm not going to be mad. It's like the Coyotes won, and they were the better team all night. It's not that the Blues did seem to lack a little bit of motivation, especially in the middle of that third period. That was pretty bad. But for the most part, I think they put in a full 60 minutes. I'm looking at Twitter right now. I think people are being too hard on him.
Hold on a second, Mason. There, I got to write this down. February 15th, 2021. Blues Fan Reacts doesn't yell once in a lifetime thing. I'll put a mark through it there. Okay, now I've got that. Now it's on record.
Okay, awesome. Now you got it written down. Okay, genuinely. I've said this many times. Like, I don't yell if the Blues like put in a full 60-minute effort. That O'Reilly call made me yell. That was atrociously bad.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. If you're going to call it on O'Reilly, you also have to call it on the other guy too.
Yes, you have to.
You've got to. They've got to be offsetting penalties. You have to do that.
He hauled Panansky down in front of the goal.
Yeah.
Right? That was an absolute penalty.
Hey, did you notice? I'm a man of my word. I did shave my mustache.
Yep, I see that.
Arizona guys. So I keep my word. So I did do that.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. I like my luscious facial.
Well, you see, I didn't shave this off. I can grow a mustache in like 2 days, so I'm not too
impressive. Right.
I'm not too concerned about it.
The one big concern right now is Krug. Something happened in the second period. He didn't come out for the third, and I heard whatever he played in the second, he played an 8-second shift. So something happened, and if he's only playing an 8-second shift, he's got to be hurt. Like I heard upper body injury. I think that's what I saw on Twitter.
I will see.
I didn't even see him get injured.
I will see if I can confirm that as an upper body injury, and maybe I can get more information. But I'll definitely confirm it and see what they think, if he's going to be day-to-day or if he's going to be out for any extended period of time. Because you know what I miss when I was a kid, and I know it's been a long time ago. I'm 51. But when I was a kid, they used to announce it at the old barn. I remember Mike Liut, the Blues goalie, got a groin injury, and he was out of the game after the second period. And it said, in for Mike Liut. And I can't remember if it was Stanowski or one of the other guys. Mike Liut is out for the rest of the game with a groin injury. And they're so secretive now because, these guys are going to go after him. If they come up and say, it's a elbow injury, it's a shoulder injury, it's a neck injury, even if they can play, guys are going to go after him. And you know what? I can't blame the other team for doing it.
Yeah. No, well, there's a point there. There's a difference between going after him and attempt to injure. And it's a fine line. Yeah, so I get that. I think that if you know a guy's got a like with Tarasenko, they know he's got a bad right shoulder. They're going to go make him play that right shoulder, make him try and use that right shoulder. That I don't have a problem with. If you go and you're nailing him in his right shoulder consistently, at that point, now you're crossing the line to me, and that's intent to injure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Right? The thing is, there's a lot of teams and a lot of coaches that will tell their guys after Tarasenko comes back, we know he's good, take him out of the game, and if you can put a hit on his shoulder, do it. I guarantee you it's going to happen, and that's just the way it is. Is it right? Is it wrong? It just depends on who you talk to.
Right. Yeah, no, I get it. I see it. I understand it. There's just, a little bit. But like I said, they played a good game. They did play a good game. Kemper stood on his head. Bennington stood on his head. Like I asked you, apparently Shin made a statement saying that they're so ready to play a different team. Yeah. Oh, did you guys see what Phoenix put out today? This is on Twitter, and I don't know if I can find it. On Twitter, they put out a thing that said, hey, after today, I think we should see other teams. It's not us, it's you and those ugly-ass red jerseys.
Yeah, they gave us a Valentine's Day breakup letter. It was quite funny. Yeah. I got a good chuckle out of it.
We know it's Valentine's Day, but after today, we should start seeing other teams.
You know what? I'm glad that I don't have to hear it's game 7. It's game 7. Guys, it's game 7 against the Arizona Coyotes. I don't know why. Maybe I'm old school. It just reminded me of playoffs. It's not the playoffs. Don't call it a game 7. If you're going to call it a game 7, you got to play the other Western Conference teams. Are we going to make a big deal over the fact it's game 7 when we play San Jose for the 7th time, when we play the Golden Knights for the 7th time? It was fun for like a couple days after game 6, but I'm glad that's over with. That's all I have to say for now.
Well, I mean, it's just this is the first time in history, other than in the MLB, that a team has played another team 7 straight times in the regular season. So that's kind of the thing that was made of it. And then it did have a feel of a playoff series. So I understood that and I got that.
I'm glad it wasn't.
Yeah, I'm glad it wasn't
at the
either.
Beginning of this game, it sure seemed like.
But you know what? This game, you know, and pardon me, Lance, but this game had the feel of a Game 7.
It did.
I mean, the way the refs called it, the way they didn't call it, the way the shots were, the way the Arizona didn't fold in the third like they normally do. They never came back. They pushed and they pushed, and that kept St. Louis out of the game.
I said, was it last year or 2 years ago? I think it was 2 years ago when Keller first came up. I think it was 2 years. I said, give Rick Tocchet some time when he was named coach. In 2 to 3 years, they're going to be better. And everybody said, no, Ottawa's going to get better first. And I'm like, no. I said, number one, Arizona has a better GM, a better owner, and a better coach. Ottawa may get better eventually, you know, despite their owner. But I thought the Arizona would get better, and I'm glad that they are better, because those fans out there, the few that they have, they deserve to see a good team because they've supported them for years out there when a lot of people won't. So I am happy for Arizona fans that they do finally have a team that they can cheer about.
Yeah, I'm with that. I would rather have every team in the league viable.
Yeah, me too.
Than to have team. See, I'm really real quick. I'm really surprised that Ottawa is as bad as they are this year. They have talent. They have absolute talent. They have talent in net. They have talent. They have talent on at least 3 of the lines. They shouldn't be as bad as they do. And I don't know if it's just the coach or if it's the owner. I mean, I know they got a bad owner, but there just seems like they should be a much better team.
I've always thought when he was with Pittsburgh, and I told people this, I said, listen,
he's going to fall.
Matt Murray, I said, unlike Bennington, who had such a huge part of the Blues coming back in that season and helping them win the cup, without him, you know, he wasn't the only reason they won. You know, a lot of Schwartz had a good series against Boston. A lot of guys had a good series, but we don't get there without Bennington. We don't get there without the team coming together. I like Matt Murray, but to me, he's an average goalie at best. If his team plays great in front of him, he looks a lot better. I think I knew when he went to Ottawa, he would look average going into them. I just think that the whole attitude in the organization isn't what it needs to be, from their scouts to their general manager. We all know about their owner. I know a lot of people in Ottawa who they love the city. If you guys ever get a chance to go up there, it's a beautiful city. A lot of museums, a lot of fun places to go. But, you know, I think if they get better, you may see signs of it at the end of the year, you know, towards maybe after 30 games, 35 games. But I don't see them even contending for a playoff spot until at the earliest next year, but most likely 2 years.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, I just take a little longer. Yeah. Well, first of all, I gotta say a big thank you to Justin Mullins here. Says love watching the show. Hey, Justin, make sure you give us a big old thumbs up and let us know that. And then he's talking about there was really good teams in front of Murray as well. That's a valid point. I do want to, and O'Reilly's on right now, and he is saying that we'll finally get to play somebody new, and I think that will help. They're going to be back home. They play the Kings and San Jose, if I remember correctly.
They play 11 straight home games.
We play 11 straight homes?
They don't. Arizona does, I thought they said.
Breaking news, Alex Galchenyuk is a Toronto Maple Leaf.
Who?
Alex Galchenyuk is a Toronto Maple Leaf. He was just traded to Carolina like 2 days ago.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
From Ottawa. Yeah, when they traded him, I didn't think he would be there very long.
And then it was exchanged for Igor Korshkov and David Wasowski.
There you go.
Two minor leaguers. They're minor leaguers.
Those guys are both second to third tier prospects.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's that's what, Mason, just like I said, Ottawa's got issues.
Yeah, that was Woo.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah, we see that.
Well, that was the trade with Carolina because they went to Carolina.
Jordan's saying I've never heard Mason so quiet. You know, this is one of them games where you just look at it and you go, well, did they lose it or did Arizona win it?
Yeah.
And in my eyes,
I didn't
know?
think obviously we lost it, but I mean, I think it was more Arizona won than we lost.
Yeah,
I mean, like I say, if they put in a full 60-minute effort, that's all we want. And if they lose, they lose. Whatever. At least they're playing to their potential.
Yeah,
And, Arizona was just damn near unstoppable today, and Blues paid for
Arizona
it.
used their speed the right way, right? They used their speed the right way. And like we talked about just before you came on, that goal, I mean, a lot of people think Bennington should have had it, but it caught him right here. I mean, at first I thought it caught like the upper webbing and bounced in. Okay, but then I looked at it again and it caught him right, get my hand in the thing, right here, right? And the fact that it caught him here, like Lance was saying, 9 times out of 10, that's going in the net.
Yeah, I'm not blaming Bennington for that.
It is because his angle was perfect to the puck. You can't say anything about that there. And sometimes that's going to hit off there by his thumb, and it's going to go up and over the goal. Or other times it may go behind him. It's just a crapshoot. I don't blame him at all for that. Anybody that looks at that, including Berube or the goalie coach, and says, "Hey, you should have had that." Well, every goalie thinks they should have every save.
Yeah. I made that statement earlier.
It was a beautiful shot.
It was a good shot.
A beautiful shot.
Yeah. It was a good shot. And, Keller and the good players in the league, Tarasenko, O'Reilly, and now Kyrou and all those guys, they get paid to score goals. And people forget that sometimes when a goalie lets a goal in. Those guys are paid to score goals. You're paid to stop them. And sometimes you win and sometimes they win.
That's right.
Oh, absolutely. The one thing that I saw here, that goal, if you want to blame anybody, that was Sanford. They said it on the show.
He was a little out of position there.
A little bit out, but once again, it was a great play and a beautiful shot. I don't like blaming anybody for that.
I'm talking about the pinch Sanford in his zone, not pinching the board and keeping that puck in the zone, using his body at that point. If he does that, we're not even down in the zone.
Yeah, he could have done a better job at that. But you know what? That's just one of those things where the puck rolled that certain way and he couldn't keep it in, and they got an opportunity off of it and it ended up going in the net. I mean, that's one of those 50-50 things. It's some of those games, Sanford's going to get that and he's going to be able to keep it in. Other times he's not going to be able to keep it in.
Right.
Okay, fair enough. I just had to look at it.
But no, I fully understand what you're saying. And I'm sure he feels responsibility. When a forward, a defenseman make a play, even if they're just somewhat responsible, if they're a good player, they always feel responsible, a little bit for letting that goal go in, even though, the goalie ended up, having it go off his glove. If you're a good player, you're going to take responsibility for a mistake. Okay,
so looking at see if I can pull the standings up here real quick, guys. And I want to show this, and I want everyone to kind of understand something here. I know, Lance, you and me have talked about this a lot. When it comes to the standings, people cannot look at numbers at all.
Nope.
And this is, let's see if it's going to work this time. It didn't earlier. Okay, there we go. So let me bring this over here like that. Okay, so these are the standings right here. And if you look at it, it appears that the Blues are in second place by points. That's not a true statement. We got to come over here to points percentage. And we're actually tied with Colorado, but Colorado has played less games, so they would actually jump us by points percentage. Am I correct on that, Lance?
I normally don't look at the points percentage that way. The way I look at it is, and I've always looked at it this way, if you've got 56 points and you've played, 31 games or 34 games, and another team's got 56 points and they played 31 games, to me, they're in first place. Yeah. The whole percentage thing is basically what you're saying is correct, but I've always looked at games and points. But when you look at the percentage, that's what it bases it on. Yeah. But I never think of it as percentage, but you are correct.
Well, the thing to think about this year is there is a good chance that Minnesota either A, doesn't play all their games, or B, has to forfeit them.
I've been told that they are going to play all their games, even if they have to play 3 nights in a row. They will play all those postponed games.
right? Cool. I mean, there's a bunch of them. You know, they're still not on the ice. They're
Nope.
still not on the ice.
Nope.
The one thing that I say falls into the Blues' favor right now is Arizona and not Arizona. Colorado and Vegas are playing each other the next 3 games.
Yep.
So that could balance this out a little bit. But Vegas, I think everybody who's sleeping on Vegas is a good team. I watched that game yesterday. Vegas is a good team. Even with Lanier out.
Yeah, I think what's going to happen in the Western Conference is the top 4 teams are going to be separated by very few points. When you go into that last 3 games, I think you're going to see 4 or 5 teams that could win the conference. I might be wrong, but if it keeps going the way it's going, I think that's what you're going to see. You're going to see 5 teams, or maybe even 6, but at least 5 that are going to be vying for that first place spot in the playoffs.
Yeah, I'm with you. Mason?
I don't know. I try not to focus too hard on that. It's too early in the season to start making final prediction on who's making the playoffs and who's not. But I mean, Arizona's a solid team, so I've always had my top 4 locked in pretty much. Vegas, Colorado, St. Louis, Arizona. I have a hard time believing any of the California teams or Minnesota is going to overtake Arizona. So while Arizona might not be a good team, they're better than those 4. So I have that pretty much locked in. It doesn't really matter to me where in the standings we end up finishing, because we're going to end up playing a competitive team no matter where we are.
That is a very true statement. The one thing to really look at with the schedule right now, because of Colorado and Minnesota losing those games and then being pushed, the whole month of April, we only play, other than 1 game, Vegas, Minnesota, and Colorado. Mm-hmm. There's 1 San Jose game in there. So that's the season right there. Really, April's the season.
Yeah, I would think I would agree with Mason that San Jose and LA, I think what it's going to come down to is they're going to have more bad or off nights than Arizona is. I think Arizona is going to be more consistent.
Right. Well, the question, I guess, then comes to Minnesota.
I've watched them when they were playing, and 1 game they look pretty good. I mean, really good. Another game, you look and you ask yourself, where's the team that played 2 nights ago? They don't even look the same. The players aren't even playing the same. So if they can get things going, maybe they'll be in it, but I don't know. Maybe after 30 games, we can look at it and get a better idea. Because what I usually do when there's a full season, 80 plus game season, is I take it every 10 games, and then every 20, I look at it that way. Because because all these people after 5 games, if a team's 1-4, they start losing their minds, or if a team's 4-1, they're talking about people being MVPs and rookies of the year, and you can't say that after 4 or 5 games. You really can't.
Yeah, my only thing is because the season's so short. I mean, we're not that far off of the 30% mark already.
Yeah,
and that's close. The only other thing that I have to look at.
Yeah,
5, close. 10, 15 games. We're 15 games in, 16 games in. Mm-hmm. We're right at the 30% mark. Mm-hmm. Just like that, So something to think about. Mason, I'm going to let you. We're going to kind of cut this one early because it doesn't seem like anybody's interested in what we got to say today. So I'll let you go ahead and talk about your channel and your show there, bud.
Don't got much to plug other than my channel's called just Blues Fan Reactions. My username is I scream after every Blues game. Well, maybe not this one, but I do a video after every game, and then every big move that the Blues make, trades, signings, whatnot. There'll be videos on those. So not that I'm expecting Doug Armstrong to really do anything, but he does have that habit of pulling a rabbit out of his hat every once in a while. So I'll be ready for that. And just keep supporting Guy like you've been supporting me.
Thank you.
I think I can narrow it down what Mason's trying to say. If there's Blues news, if there's Blues games, he'll have a show. I think that's what he's trying to say.
That is exactly what he's trying to say. I used to try and do that. It's a little heavy on me now, but I like doing these lives. I like doing the lives and the pregame and the postgame for sure. Though I got told if I wasn't going to do intermissions anymore, people were going to start protesting me. So I have to think about that. Well, guys, It was fun.
yeah.
I enjoyed it. It was a tough game. And you know what? These are tough losses. Anytime you lose a game 1-0 like this, it is a definite tough loss. And
Guy,
you just have to take it for what it is and go from there.
Can I get a plug in too?
Oh, yeah. Go ahead, Lance. I'm sorry.
You can reach our website at droppodcast.com. My Twitter handle is at Drop Hockey Show, or you can email me directly at lanced@droppodcast.com. Send me love mail, send me hate mail, send me any kind of mail. So you can find me there. As I said in the last show with Guy, I've had some family sicknesses and been unable to do regular audio podcasts, but that will start back up soon. So I want to thank Guy for having me on, and also thank Mason for coming on to talk Blues hockey with us. It's been a good time. Wish we had more people watching us, but I think the start of the game had a lot to do with it. In fact, my dad called me, or I talked to my dad, and he asked if I was going to watch the game tonight at 8. And I said, no, I'm not. And he says, you're not? You're going to miss a Blues game? I said, because I'm watching it right now. No, that's a replay. So I think a lot of people maybe thought this game was on tonight. So maybe that's why we're not getting a lot of people watching it. But it's a good time always with you guys. And thanks again for having me.
Of course.
Oh, no problem. I enjoy it. The next game is on Thursday. So my next our live show will be Thursday. I might try and do a live show tomorrow. I'm not sure yet. Or not tomorrow, Wednesday. I have a special interview tomorrow. And I'm keeping it. I've got a special interview tomorrow.
Okay.
And I'm hoping if it goes down good, I'm going to release it on Friday. I'll release it on Friday.
I know who it is, but I can't say.
I think I might know who it is.
Yeah.
You
guys know who it is. So
okay, I know who it is then. Oh yeah.
Right. So
it's a good one. You'll
be
watch it. It's gonna be a good one.
Yeah.
It'll be definitely a fun interview. Okay, guys. This is Guy the Hawaii Blues fan saying aloha, mahalo, and you got to know that I'm bleeding blue with you, and I can't wait to see you again on the BlueNote podcast, Blues Fan Reacts, or the Drop Podcast. Aloha.